Okay, folks. Just want to do a quick update video. Since I think my last one was a while back, but um, first off, it's day 32 of this NOFAP streak. Been working this new job. Things seem to be going pretty well. I don't go into work all like super stressed out about things. Because I follow my work instructions. I be a contributing member of the team. Do what you'd expect a person would have to do if they're trying to stay gainfully employed and learn and grow and all that. Being a contributing member of the team. Haven't been late except for like one time, and even then, like I let my supervisor know, and a bunch of people were late, so it wasn't really an issue. I haven't called out, the usual sort of stuff. So that's one of the biggest things that's been going on. Other than that, classes have started, so I'm having to sort of, work my way into that, get those things knocked out, because it's like essentially the last semester of work required courses for this whole building my GPA up again so I can get into grad school. It's like that last semester of that. I was saying I might go and take more classes in the future outside of the grad school stuff, but for now, this is like really like the cutoff point or cutoff semester. I'm supposed to have a Zoom appointment with a counselor tomorrow to get some certificate, like forms and all that stuff, filled out, put together, and submitted, like a student educational plan for a bunch of these certificate programs I've been working on in computer science and software engineering, to get awarded from this community college. I've been taking these courses in addition to the stuff that's required for the graduate programs, clearing prereqs. Other than that, let's see, what else? Working on getting my credit cards paid off, which I'm gonna have to sort of do an update video for the Journey Out of Debt series. I got set back by a bit. In some ways, I did make some progress, but I got set back in the sense that previously I had my credit cards paid off, and I was working on my student loans, and I had my car paid off. Car is still paid off. I'm in my paid off car right now, actually. But to get the credit cards reset back to zero and get the last of the undergrad student loans knocked out. It's all on one account at this point, but and so stuff with the probate court, for my grandmother's estate, that is still ongoing. We apparently now have till mid-March to get things settled. Basically having to do the PR, personal representative's job for him. He's my he's one of my scumbag cousins. But had to go do a deep dive into property records to like figure out like why there were other names on the deed for my grandmother's house. I think I kind of sorted that out, sent the stuff over to the attorney we have now working for us, who is our second attorney in this whole case. Assuming that gets cleared up and somehow we get the deal going to get the house, then it's gonna be having to move on to all the other issues, including what I really want to do is obviously bring like a court case, bring a case against a scumbag cousin of mine for theft and a whole bunch of other things that we know that him and his sister have done. But yeah, that's kind of where that is at right now. I haven't got any further updates from that. There is a bit of good news. Apparently, and I can say this because I did ask my dad about this, but apparently with all I've been doing with these classes I've been taking over the last 2.5 years to get my GPA up in a manner that's sufficient for grad school, etc., and the progress I've been making, among other things, my relationship with my sister is, kind of developed in a manner that she has, with my success that I've, um, been attaining. I guess like what my dad has told me is that, my sister's taken some inspiration from that, and because I talk about my relationship with my sister, evolving in a certain direction, has been in the sense that I've been able to open up and talk with her about a lot of things that I haven't been in the past, and vice versa. And you know, maybe some of what I've been saying for a while is kind of starting to get through to her. Maybe she's just deciding to be more open to that, or take a certain angle on things that's like now leading her to um, applying to be readmitted to the community college that she was going to, back before a lot of other things happened or resulted from decisions that led to her not being able to um, continue on with her education and finish up her degree, that sort of thing. And supposedly tomorrow, they'll be hearing back. Her and my dad will be hearing back from the community college as to the decision. And I mean, honestly, I don't see anything significant, preventing her from going back. They may come back and say that she owes some fees on, some late fees for turning in books or not, or something, and that, I mean, I don't think that's going to be anything more than peanuts, honestly, like, relative to what stuff usually costs. I don't think that's going to be an issue. That's stuff that my dad's, more than willing to help out with when it comes to like her case, because it's something that it's going towards a good cause. It's it's a investment and something worth investing in, so to speak, like her education, and by extension her ability to get that knowledge, those skill sets, or that skill set, degree, etc., that would open up, jobs, career, money, self-sufficiency, that sort of thing for her. Obviously, right now for her getting in, it's just gonna be like probably getting acclimated to being a college student again, and maybe one or two courses, probably general ed type stuff. But once she starts getting those things knocked down and gets momentum with the good grades, obviously conversation will probably open up about, okay, like what should I be pursuing? Should I still be going the original route, which was like biology / pre-med, which I'm not against, her pursuing medical school. I'm fully in support of that. Maybe it's just like, me being within a few years of age of her and having seen what I've seen and that sort of thing, versus like, parents or even grandparents' perspectives on things. My grandparents are all now deceased, and my mom has been deceased since the 8th of July 2023, but still that influence is there of like that generation's way of seeing the world and how you go about getting from point A to point B. The goals may still be the same, but honestly, like, I would favor more of what I would consider a practical path where you have like a fallback. Like that's where I would say things like, going into biomedical engineering would be a good idea, because you complete the prereqs for medical school, maybe you have to do a minor in chemistry to get through OChem 1, 2, and biochem. Or maybe like a minor in bio with some sort of, focus towards like pre-med type stuff. And you also get an employable engineering degree. Because most of the prereqs or lower division stuff for biomedical engineering, like it covers, I think, like 80 to 90% of the pre-med, prereqs. Like I said, with the exception of those like three, OChem 1, OChem 2, biochem. And biochem is like, this science elective there, so how they view it as, how they categorize it. But for pre-med GPA calculation purposes. But I would push that sort of path. And obviously, if you get a BME degree, you can work in a space that's adjacent to the medical, field. Like you can do medical devices, you can do um, pharmaceuticals, the list goes on, that sort of thing, biotech type stuff. Um, but that'll be a conversation for another day when that time comes around. As soon as she gets acclimated back to being a college student, doing well at that, and for various reasons, like I'm also really in support of her going back to school and that sort of deal because all the stuff that when I say that sort of deal, I mean all the things that come along with that because um, just how I understand like working for working for a living, jobs, careers, that sort of stuff really works these days. If you really don't have some specialized skill set, which requires typically some form of advanced education, and I'm not necessarily saying that college is the only way for that, but unless you have that, like not only um, do the jobs that you can get, they can be very physically taxing to the extent that you might be able to make enough money, but you only be able to make enough money doing crazy hours, like having to just grab that overtime all the time, and that that's doable for some people, but for others, uh, it's just it would be too much. And there's that side of things. There's uh, the idea of being irreplaceable versus replaceable or hard to replace, because technically speaking, I guess economically no one is like truly irreplaceable, but if you think about specialized skills and being like a subject matter expert, you kind of know what I'm saying. It's like if you're an expert in a specific field where there's only so many of you who know that much about that specific thing or have the specific skill set, makes it harder for you to get replaced. And honestly, like I want my sister to be self-sufficient. I don't want her to have to be dependent on some guy or anybody else, really. It's a really vulnerable position to be in, and it not to get too much into it, but it can leave you really open to being like preyed upon by scummy people, scummy guys, or in my case, maybe predatory women or scummy, those types. But that's neither really here nor there. I mean, it's part of my motivation for supporting her doing that. And I'm looking forward to getting like positive news about that got readmitted, signed up for these classes are going great, I feel like I'm getting somewhere, I'm took my exams, did well, got my results back from my exams and from my my classes, I'm getting A's, and I'm feeling like good about myself, and I'm getting ahead in life, getting somewhere in life, and I can see that sort of stuff, coming down the pipeline, good things, looking forward to that. But other than that, I know I keep on reusing that phrase, but I don't know what else. I could probably go on and talk about a ton of other things. I mean, working out, exercises, the fact that I need to get back on my diet, etc., etc. But that would probably make a good topic for a different video, since I'm running up over 14 minutes now. So anyways, that's what I think I can cover concisely in this video, or relatively concisely. So yeah, thanks for watching, thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you folks around. Oh, and one other thing, I did get my Redbubble store set up. It's linked in my channel bio. I'm still trying to figure out what to do about a Patreon thing, because I'm I think $5 per month would be like a decent amount, not too much, not too little, but I'm also trying to figure out like what kind of like feedback. If it's just people like, hey, they want to support me and it's like that sort of thing, then that's great. As far as tangible returns, I mean, buying stuff in my Redbubble store would probably be the quickest way, or easiest way rather. And I'll have to, some of the stuff I gotta probably look into pricing. I mean, certain things I think are reasonably priced. I just kind of went the default setting, but anyways, let me know what y'all think. Obviously, I like to have respectful conversations here. If anything gets really out of hand, then I'll have to, I'll have to do my due diligence. But um, anyways, thanks for watching. Thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you folks around. Bye bye.